One day during the first month of the lockdown, when I was contemplating the meaning of life and how fragile it is, I realized that there is much more to do with very less time. So I decided to become a productivity ninja and make sure that I am making good use of my time. For the past 10 years of my career, I've always worked out of an office. And this newfound work from home situation had me unprepared. On one hand, I was saving hours spent on commute to and from office. I was free to use these hours for my side projects. On the other hand, I didn't know how to really make good use of this time. My traditional ways of planning work frankly did not work out in my favor, and I had to unlearn some of the things that I assumed about productivity. I've been using analog time management techniques since early days of my schooling, where I had a rough timetable jotted down on my journal. This gave me an idea of the subjects I needed to study and the task I needed to achieve during the day. But as with everything over a period of time when digital took over analog, I couldn't find an alternative for a good old pen and paper. But in my quest for having the best tool even before I got started, I stumbled across Things 3. This video is by no means an overview of Things 3. While doing a little research on the internet, I came across something called GTD, Getting Things Done. It was a principle put across by David Allen back in early 2000s. There are 5 basic principles of GTD: capture, clarify, organize, reflect, and engage. This technique seemed really appealing and I decided to give it a try. And little more research showed me that Things 3 is an application that let you do GTD. The first step in GTD is capture. Anything that needs to be done needs to be captured somewhere. As Allen says, your brain is for generating ideas and not to store them. This is why we take notes, write journals, and send minutes of meetings. As fast as we can offload our brain, better chances to get things done. GTD defines capture as writing, recording, and gathering any and everything that has your attention in a collection tool. In Things 3, the collection tool, the way I use it, is the inbox. Anything new that I add will always be in the inbox. And one of the best things about Things is the quick capture. Irrespective of what you're doing on your computer or whichever application you're using, if you have an idea which you want to capture immediately and add to Things inbox, just press Ctrl space and a window pops up where you can just enter the task. It goes and sits in your inbox, or you can assign any project as well. But the important thing here is that when I'm capturing something, I'm not putting them under any projects or attaching any dates and deadlines. I just want it to be in my inbox so that I can take care of this when we move to the next principle of clarifying. Once I have my items added to the inbox, I go through each of these items maybe twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening depending on the number of items in the inbox. During this process, I review each of the items and try to park them against different projects or areas of my task management system. For example, reading an article on GTD or productivity will come under personal project, which I have under my Life OS area. Life OS is everything that is personal for me: finances, self-development, and everything else. Buying a camera poster which I saw online would go to my acquisition of toys section, because this is where I maintain a list of all the stuff that I would like to purchase at some point of time. Also, if any of the items are a result of a combination of steps, I create a list of checklists within the tasks. This helps me prevent being overwhelmed and lets me tackle tasks easily. With this process, I'm organizing various tasks into each area of my life. The target is to get all these tasks out of my inbox, if not in a day, at least once a week. While moving tasks into different areas, I use the tags feature to make it more easier to later pull up these tasks. Once I decide the specific areas into which each of these tasks go, it is time to decide a schedule for the task. Things allows you to pick a date and time, which I use as a start date for the task instead of using it as the end date, and I use the deadline features to decide the end date for the task or the project. Things has wonderful natural language processing for dates, which means instead of selecting a day from the date picker using your mouse, you can just type something like tomorrow at 4 p.m. or 5 days later, and things will automatically convert it into a date and time format. I really love this feature, and there are apps like Todoist that provides the same feature as well. At any point, if I feel like a task will be having multiple subtasks or steps, I prefer converting a task into a project. In such cases, I usually assign the deadline to the project and assign start dates to each of the respective tasks. Sometimes you have certain tasks that are recurring, like paying credit card bills or certain items that happen every day, week, or month. In such cases, you can convert a task into a recurring task and then assign the frequency as necessary. In case of a monthly recurrence, you can select the day of the month and so on. I have few things which I do on a monthly basis, and I have assigned these as recurring tasks. By default, all of the tasks that do not have a date assigned go to the anytime section, which basically means that I can start these anytime and there is no dependency on anything else. But then there are some tasks which I want to do at some point of time and it doesn't have a deadline as such, or it may have a dependency which needs to be resolved before I can get started. To these tasks, I attach the date of someday. Someday tasks move into the someday section irrespective of which project they are. I review these tasks on a weekly basis and assign dates leads to those tasks where I have some additional clarity. Having a task management system is of no use if you're not frequently reviewing your tasks. For example, if you add a task to the inbox and you never go back and revisit the inbox, that task may never get done. So it is essential that a consistent review system is in place. In my case, I review the today and upcoming section on a daily basis to get an understanding of the tasks that need immediate attention or something that I can get started with. Mostly on Sundays, I do a review of all the tasks across all the areas. This is to ensure that nothing is slipping through the cracks. Although it may sound like a tedious process to go through all the tasks, doing this once a week doesn't feel like much of a work and in fact ensures that all the items are taken care accordingly. During the weekly review, I also work through my someday list and see if there are any tasks that can be assigned to any area or any given time. Finally, you need to get the actual work done. You trust the system in place and get things done. Trusting the system means looking at the list of tasks due for a day, just completing them in the order and not worrying about anything else. Because your system will be ensuring that you get the right tasks done at the right time. All you need to do is put in the work and check off your tasks. These days for me, looking at completed tasks at the end of the day is a sense of achievement, irrespective of how big or small those tasks might be. That being said, I don't beat up myself in case a task isn't complete today. It moves into the tomorrow or any other day of the week. This is one of the reasons I like Things 3. It doesn't make me feel guilty by displaying an overdue message. As an article from Sweet Setup says, but if a fire breaks out tomorrow and I'm unable to get to this task, it simply rolls over to the next day. Most other task managers would treat this as an overdue item and give you a glaring red badge. Things just shrugs its shoulders and let you get to it whenever you are ready. As I said, Things 3 is more like life happens, bro. Also, I love how things give me a visual indication of the task progress with circles that fills up as a task within the project gets completed. Something that I'm trying to use more of are the keyboard shortcuts in Things. There are shortcuts for everything that would let you manage your task without actually using the mouse. According to some people, using mouse apparently takes a few seconds more than working only through your keyboard. And when you're trying to be a productivity master, those few seconds can make or break everything. I also love the integration of Things 3 in the Today panel in Mac OS. I can quickly see a glimpse of the upcoming task for the day without even looking at the app. But I do love looking at it. It's a minimalistic and beautiful app. As I mentioned earlier, this is by no means an overview of what Things 3 is capable of or what GTD is. There are many excellent videos on YouTube about the topic. But this is more of an insight into how I use Things to implement a modified version of GTD and to avoid procrastination in my life. If you're struggling with getting things done, I hope that this video may help you build a simple system to ensure that you're ticking off those tasks and achieving your objectives for the day. And in these difficult times, I hope you find peace in activities that make you feel good. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please do not forget to hit the like button. That apparently helps YouTube's algorithm in suggesting this video to viewers who might be looking for something like this. Also, if you want to see more of similar videos in upcoming days, hit the subscribe button and you shall see my video in your feed whenever I publish one. Have a great time and don't stop having fun.